499 ALS to Seller on 102 McKinley Road, Oakland Township. Update level severe respiratory distress for EMS.
Hey, is it still back up now? Are we back at the dashboard?
No, friend.
All right, we there? I see Billy Jeanette Jones. All right, we there?
Shut that red line down. We're going to connect this blue to the red.
All right, so that's there.
Community County, can you give me another call?
I know, stand by.
Jefferson Road and Rhode I Road for a two-vehicle accident, unknown injuries, 2353.
Okay. Well, that was a horrible failure. That Streamlink failed spectacularly. We're going to go down here, go down a side street, and we'll hit... There's a gas station, a Speedway gas station down here at the bottom. I can point the camera back up at the fire and get a pretty decent view from there. Going out on foot, that was rather interesting. I've never seen a stream encoder break quite in that fashion.
Station 380. 380.
Okay, there we go. That one's clean. I have the link for you for the scanner for the fire. Quinzar, I appreciate it. Oh, there's Action News 4. I appreciate it, but it just occurred to me that I have a county radio.
County can assign that to
Chilling.
7. We'll be on the road in a minute.
And now I'm listening to West Fire Ops too.
That's okay.
There's not a lot of traffic going on. You can see that thing's puffing up there. There we go. Now let's at least get some footage from down here. Jeez. Okay.
312.
We're now at BOS.
Copy BLS.
Starlink was covered in a thick layer of ice. There we go. So from what I'm hearing, they're doing a little bit of check and overhaul in there. And they're saying no fire. They're saying that there's no fire. Vince's banished tartar sauce is in the chat. Hey, guy, how's it going, man? How is it going? I'm just seeing that up there. I'm catching up. There was that whole thing with the streaming encoder crash when I went to the handheld. Oh, man, that was bad. That was bad. I've never seen an encoder crash quite like that.
County.
So we got a fire. We got a fire that's it's most of the way put out. I think they're handling some smoldering. There's some smoke issues there. But from what I hear, there's very little fire left, or no fire. Like, no one's encountering fire, is what I heard. Division 2 primary when he found the victim, yeah. Yeah, weather's getting pretty gnarly. The snow is getting thicker and heavier. Snow is definitely getting worse.
387 County, can you call the desk, please? Yes.
All right, it looks like the chat finally switched over on the screen as well to this chat. The worst part for southwestern Pennsylvania, we're already down to 22 degrees. Excuse me, I'm not a fish. 22 degrees. We won't get back up until the 30s until Thursday. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit. $101 people back in here. You know, we had 700 people here earlier before everything crashed off. Now we're back up to 100. Well, that's with a different stream address. I really need to look into a static stream address.
I'll come on the green.
That way I don't have that problem anymore in the future.
503 in Penn Hills
But
for a
no,
3-year-old female fell.
I was using my
Has a
phone
head injury. Midnight.
as a stream, and I can switch it to my phone. And I did that. Took it off of the Wi-Fi. I was walking up the street, and I have Verizon, but apparently the signal down here isn't too good. And then on top of that, the two-way push-to-talk was coming in from TJ at the same time, which made everything crash. And then when I went to do like a refresh on it, Driver's Note continually crashed over and over again. Driver's Note is the program I use to track my mileage for taxes, and it just continued crashing until I could get back to the truck and get another stream booted up. So 13 degrees expected by 7 in the morning. My God. All right. How about I throw some gas in this thing? I'm going to put at this pump over here, and I'll probably go in this gas station right here and get me a hot chocolate or a coffee. Hot chocolate or a coffee, and then we'll get it moving, you know. So we got a fire back there. So there was one victim. Fire in the rocks. I did make it over here in time for the fire in the rocks, even though there's no fire anymore. And we'll put it this gas pump right here facing up towards the fire. All right, let's put some gas in it.
Truck's ready whenever you are.
Just a word, you guys. Keep an eyeball out up there. You're probably going to see a lot of white smoke coming out. They're getting ready to put the ladder pipe down on the truck there. still got the feed up, trained on the fire over there. And when I get back out, I'm probably going to start looking towards coming home if there's not going to be anything else going on up here.
Copy, yes, I... Point of activation is the front door. County Medical. a report of a vehicle accident, Triangle Market, 101 Amanda Avenue. Third-party callers reporting a vehicle into a building, no building, unknown injuries. In a 22-engine, 24-truck battalion. Checking the report of a vehicle accident, Triangle Market, 101 Amanda Avenue. Third-party callers reporting a vehicle into a building, no damage to the building, injuries. Phone on Pittsburgh Ops 0009.
Dispatch Battalion 4. We'll just hold down with 20.
That's received. Take a disregard.
And horseback.
Received.
15 engine in.
15 engine in, 0010.
Avenue off of Wood Street, Smithfield Street. Plane there stating that male was said after being denied entry, was doing the intake assessment, and then became very aggressive towards the caller. Copy that, thank you. 42.
205, go ahead.
91 Amanda Ave. Looks like we to a building. Unknown status. I'll have information in a moment.
325, that's received. Pending and paramedics are en route.
Wexford. Received.
You beat me to the card. Injuries doesn't appear to be damage to the building, only the car. We're going to need a Spanish translator. I have an ready.
42, go ahead with the plate.
Kilo Oscar Delta 8929 Ohio plate on a Hyundai.
All right. We're back.
Copy.
It's after midnight. We hope nobody's out saucing up the alcohol. I'm at a gas station in McKees Rocks. 6 cases of beer just went out the door just in front of me while I was in there. All right. Yeah, we're back.
620 E0, 14th Street, Mile Boulevard. For a 27-year-old female, difficulty breathing, 0015.
Let me stick my county radio over here. I'll wear this thing while I drive. Oh, it's hot coffee. There was no hot chocolate in there. It's a Speedway. There we go. Just set my radio right there.
Copy, 620, 10 minutes of left. 383.
Yeah, can you attach it to 87's call, please?
Okay, there we go.
Copy.
Got my hot coffee. That's what I needed. It's the proper gas station shuffle. Everybody takes a little something, and everybody leaves a little something behind. No, the beer wasn't stolen. It was just everybody coming out to get their beer for the night. I don't know if people know this, if you're not from Pittsburgh specifically. Pittsburgh is one drinking ass town. So like what, you just want me to go home from work and go to sleep? Without a 24-pack? Alright. There we go. Let me pull up weather-wise real quick. Yeah, we're in a band there. Not bad at all. Alright, so not a lot going on with this fire. There's not a lot going on with this fire. So we'll see about some more snow here. We'll go up, we'll go back across the bridge, go through the North Boroughs. It's always pretty this time of year. Currently getting dumped on in Hudson. I got you there. That fire is very under control. One of the things I heard when I was in the gas station was command telling the truck, it's like, you're missing the house completely. Move your ladder pipe. Yeah, sorry to get militant back there. Had a couple of people that were trying to spoil the whole plot there. We're not going to let that happen. Snow's continuing to come down. About 2 hours ago, we measured 3 inches at Mount Washington. That would have been around 11 p.m. So in the span of 9 hours, 3 inches, then we're supposed to snow continually through tomorrow. Definitely appreciate it. Tonight was crazy. That stream earlier set this channel's all-time viewing record, which was over 750 people. All-time viewing record. We went over 1,000 subscribers tonight. And we appreciate everybody. I mean, even the people that want to let their mouths run. The only thing that gets me is that other people are here to have a good time and talk with each other and chat, to view the stream, to watch what's going on. They don't want to see somebody taking little pissant pot shots, you know? They don't want to see that. If we want to see that, we will go to any 8th grade lunchroom in the country. All right? So other than that, I don't care. A hater is still a viewer. I'm fine with that. I don't care. But you're going to harsh everybody else's mellow? Nah. Get out of here. The Rocks Bridge. Is this snow more than what's forecasted? I would say for the current time, for the amount of snow that's come down and the length that we expected this event to go, it's right on the nose for the forecast. So far, so good. We're going to head across up here to California Avenue. Now, this hill is brick. So we'll see how this goes, but this hill we're about to go up is brick. Oh, new subscriber, thank you so much. Nothing wrong with a string of bot shots from a variety of delivery devices. The whole thing is, I don't care. You know, you had people in earlier. And that's the thing that got me. There was one person that said, this stream sucks. I prefer the Pennsylvania storm trackers. You're fine to have that opinion. I don't care. But the thing is this.
343 on scene.
The Pennsylvania storm trackers,
343 on scene, double zero
I'm good friends with them. I've eaten at the same table with them multiple times in the past 6 months. So it's like, we all know each other out here. And it's like a weird competition. Oh, this streamer's better than that streamer. Well, all of us talk to each other, and we all think those people are nuts. So, it was funny. It was funny enough, you know. I just, you know, the commenters, you're not. The people that follow, the subscribers and everything, you guys aren't, like, you know, you don't know for the most part me or any of these other streamers. We all talk. I know for a fact that there's people that there are like these rabid commenters sometimes. There's a City of Pittsburgh plow truck. Yeah, that's a funny thing to me when it comes down. It's like, oh yeah, well I'm diehard. I'm this person, you know. It's like, yeah, I know. I saw that person last week. You know, cool. I went to their event back in July. It was fun. You know. There's a couple of other Pennsylvania storm chasers that are very popular that are in Pittsburgh right now. I haven't seen them tonight, but I'm really good friends with them. You know, we all know each other. This is like a job, realistically. People don't see it that way. And I guess people think that, you know, a streamer is, you know, it's like a parasocial thing. A streamer is a guy that lives in my phone. But it is a job. It is a job because I'm out right now working for the media agencies. All that footage that I took earlier and then put a package up, that's going to be money. Everybody else is doing the same thing. You know, the trackers, they got a RO deal. They're out with Evan Freiberger and all types of other stuff. They get paid too. Everybody gets paid. That's what we do for a living. We just take people along with us. So this is California Avenue in the city. This is California Avenue along the northern boundary of the city. We're about to head into Bellevue. Christmas lights. Yeah, and that's what the North Boroughs. I wanted to go through the North Boroughs for a reason, and that was to get all the Christmas lights, because they usually have quite a bit of them up. Seeing this winter storm progress. We're still in a winter storm warning here. How'd you get started being a chaser? Well, that all started in 1995. That all started in 1995. Me and my cousin read about Project Vortex out in the plains. I want to say that was Eric Rasmussen and his crew working for the NSSL. We thought it was really cool. You know, me and my cousin, we saw it on Discovery Channel. We thought it was super cool. I used to live in this apartment building on the left over here. Down at the Berkey Apartments. So we come into Lincoln Avenue in Bellevue right here. It looks like Bellevue DPW has been throwing salt. Turn that down. Yeah, but me and my cousin thought that Project Vortex was really cool, and we watched all that stuff, and then we started watching the Target tornado documentaries on the Weather Channel with Warren Fadley and Stu Ostro and all those guys. Wanted to chase storms. We started chasing in our neighborhoods on bicycles when we were 15 years old back in the 90s. And man, we got all excited one day when it was like, oh, it's going to be a hailstorm coming through. They say it's a hailstorm on the way. It's at the airport right now, and we'll be here in 10 minutes, you know. So we went out to see it. Like a dumbass with no helmets. We had to hide under someone's pickup truck until it passed. We had to hide in a pickup truck, under a pickup truck, until it passed. So we'd stop getting smacked in the head with ice chunks. Then Twister came out, and that had even more of an effect. And we got driver's licenses, and it just spiraled from there. And I've been doing it ever since. Started doing winter. You know, nobody was doing winter a long time ago. Nobody was doing snow. I started doing winter in Richmond, Virginia in like 2003. You know, that's when we started doing that. I lived on South Bryan up to the left. Welcome all first-time watchers. Thank you, TJ. Thank you for saying this. 203 viewers right now as we have the ice flying off the truck. You know, we had like little portable, back in the day, and we had like little portable CB radios, and, you know, cell phones weren't really a thing that everybody had yet, anywhere near in 1995. If you had a cell phone, you were important, or you were rich, or you were both. You know, there was no radar scope. There was none of that. I think the first actual radar product I had in the car was in the 2000s. That was Barron Mobile ThreatNet with a WeatherWorks box. You got the snowflake lights up on the poles. Bellevue's decorations haven't changed in 40 years. Yeah, no, we moved out of Bellevue over 10 years ago. And it's the same. Hey, look, Pizza Ephesus. TJ knows what I'm joking about. Pizza Ephesus down here. Hello, Mike from Jeanette, Pennsylvania. Thanks for watching from Jeanette. It's real pretty down here. Thrift Drugs. Look at that. That's the old Rite Aid. They covered over all that with shingles. It looked stupid back in the day. They ripped all of that down. Vintage Thrift Drug signs behind all of that. Yeah, we had our little handheld CB radios, and we bought Radio Shack speaker mics. They had the big 2-pin plug that plugged into the side of them. They were like Maxon HCB 30s, if I remember correctly. And you had to be sparing with them because you had to operate sparingly with those two-way radios because they worked on like 7 AA batteries, and batteries were expensive back then. There was no such thing as a discount battery. You're going to go to Walmart and get Energizers, it's going to be $25 in 1996. You're going to go down to the dollar store and get batteries, it's going to be $25 in 1996. We're into Avalon now. Bellevue did manage to keep their business district going. As a matter of fact, Bellevue grew their business district somehow. You know, when I lived here a long time ago, 15, 16, 17 years ago, we had a real bad problem with the gambling huts. You'd have a store just called Sears. Like the store, like Sears. And it would have the logo above the door, and if you went in there, you'd only make it like 4 or 5 feet inside the door, and then there was a black curtain, and then there was a bunch of illegal VLTs behind there, and people would be playing like slot machines. Vehicle accident with entrapment in Shaler. Always come down here to Avalon to get beer underage. Yeah, and not much has changed, but and there's been some places, man, down here. We used to eat right when my son was born. Everyone was exhausted. Everyone was exhausted. When you get a new kid, everything is exhausting. And we would order from Pizza Pronto down here in Avalon every day. Grubhub had just started to happen. There's the Hideaway Tavern there. But we had just got Grubhub in the area, and Pizza Pronto in Avalon was like one of the first that had Grubhub. And we ordered Pizza Pronto every day. There's Red's Barbershop. I used to get my hair cut there when I had hair. There's Pizza Pronto. Red's Barbershop moved. I see Roxanne's Refillery is now in the spot that Red's Barbershop was in. Red was a real nice lady. I don't know whatever happened to her. There's a nice Avalon and there's a not so nice Avalon. Just bear that in mind. Alright, we're down here at the bus loop. This is where the transit buses turn around over here on the right. But we are going to go to the left. We'll go down to the ORB. A little bit of crunchy traction right here. No, these streets are brick, so they could get hairy. All the World War II guys, though. No more Bellevue VFD. Yeah, I was a member of 108 back in the day. When I came to Pennsylvania, that was my first department. Bellevue 108. And, you know, I know that there's the political clashes and all that stuff that happens with volunteer fire departments, with the townships and all that. But that was just dirty. The union swung in there, put backing, and they had a bunch of closed-door hush-hush meetings where the public wasn't allowed to come in and decided, okay, no more fire department. They just went with the paying guys. And now the city of Pittsburgh comes into Bellevue all the time, and they have to hire a bunch of people. Because the volunteers just weren't good enough and they make me angry sometimes, so we gotta get rid of them. Because that makes sense. And the sad part is all of those politicians will probably retain their seats. Patricia, welcome. Man, this has been crazy. What a great night. And then the Avalon Motel was over here on the left, back behind us. I've been to so many fires at the Avalon Motel. Route 65 here, also untouched. I'm going to let you guys know what's going on. I might be back out in the field tomorrow. I might not. But if I am going to be back out in the field tomorrow, I'm going to have to get a little bit of sleep at some point. So I am heading north. We'll go to the Plex down here and go to 79 north. See how 79 is. I can still hear the fire down there. Let's just go ahead and turn that off. Let's be careful, huh?
624.
Yeah, we're going down in Emsworth. Cafe Natte's right here. Emsworth, Pennsylvania. There used to be a killer gas station right here. Now it's a BP. They had everything. And right across the street is a laundromat, car wash. We used to go there all the time. Now they put garage doors on the car wash now. But we used to go here all the time. The rich place, Swickley. Yeah, we'll be going towards Swickley. I'm not sure we'll get into Swickley. Because we're headed for 79 right before that. Home of astronaut Mike Finkel, Washington, PA. Somebody was flashing their high beams like crazy, so just take it easy. Figure out the hell's going on. Thank you to all of the new subscribers. Thanks to everybody for tuning in tonight. This has been bonkers. Never would have expected this turnout tonight. Earlier tonight we had a channel record, 751 viewers, and I think we actually went over that at a certain point. Topped over 1,000 subscribers tonight. Thank you, everybody. And when I got up this morning, it was 737. 737 almost every day. Bostonites might know that. So, huge improvement. Thank you. I'll make a video about that. Are you staying out all night? I'm not. I am setting a northward course for home, but looking at how the roads are, I figured I'd get a start on that now because, wow, this is going to be rough. Just because I have to get back, I need to get some sleep. I don't want to pay for a hotel room 20 miles from my house. We're not doing that. Are you close to the casino? We actually were right out front of the casino earlier. Thank you, bud. Thank you, bud. I seen some of the mods. I saw some of the mods from Vince's channel in here earlier. Thank you. Thank you guys for coming out. And thank you guys for promoting this channel over there. You know, I know you wouldn't be doing that without Vince's approval, and I know Vince is he's a cool dude. He's been a backer of mine for a few years now. Definitely appreciate him. Appreciate all of you. Yeah, we were out front of the casino earlier. Not a lot going on down there. And then we were down by the stadiums. Let's just beacon this shit up. I want people to stay away from me. That's the Dixmont stretch. There's somebody pulled over there. So a little bit of the area we just drove through, a little bit of information. So some of you might have heard about this. I know some of our viewership overlaps with like paranormal stuff and spooky stuff. Up on top of the hill that was on our right back there, you couldn't see it. It's the middle of the night. And you can't see it anymore anyway, because it's gone. There used to be a place called the Dixmont State Hospital. That was a mental institution. Old school mental institution. State hospital system. It was up there on top of the hill, and it sat abandoned for quite a while. It sat abandoned for quite a while, and at a certain point, Walmart was going to put in a Walmart on the site. They said, we can put driveways up here, we can tear this old hospital down, put up a Walmart, and it was a good idea. It was a solid idea. Problem is that the ground wasn't as solid as the idea. Every time they would try to get the site cleared, they tore the hospital down and hauled it off, and then every time they tried to get the site clear and get it graded, a landslide would happen, and it would fall into the ORB. The land would slide across the Ohio River Boulevard, across 65 back there. And this happened multiple times. I don't know how many times, but I know that one of those landslides happened when I was on the fire department in Bellevue. I remember that. So we came down and helped them block the road until PennDOT came. And after that landslide just knocked the ground into the street enough times, Walmart gave up on building there. And they paid a bunch of money to shore everything up and make it so that the ground wouldn't collapse into the road, and they left it. I think Walmart still owns that property. Right. We are headed towards 79 northbound. Nike battery off of Camp Horn Road. So Pittsburgh, people might find this odd. They'd be like, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, why is that so important? Back in the day, Pittsburgh was like the steel production center of the country. There was Pittsburgh, and then there was Gary, Indiana. And those were your two major league producers. The entire Pittsburgh metro area was a major steel producer. There were mills everywhere. There's still several large-scale mills here. There are so many old Nike missile battery sites around this area. Tons of them. Tons and tons of Nike missile batteries. Why was that? It's because of the Cold War. Some of the youngers might not know, the olders will know, that we had a standoff with Russia. And it's not like today's standoff with Russia. It was high-level intrigue, international politics, spycraft crap going on for 80 years. Pretty much as soon as we were done being friends with them in World War II, we turned on each other. And that is what created the arms and technology race that created today's modern society. It was the Cold War. It ended in 1991. Christmas of 1991, the Soviet Union collapsed. And there were missile sites everywhere. Everywhere? Yes, everywhere. And there'd just be like, you know, you had like down the street, oh, there's the missile site, and everybody knew it was there. And then there were ones that were disguised like telephone interchanges. They had like Verizon signs on them, but they were actually a missile silo. There was all types of stuff back in the day like that. You don't see it a lot anymore. Back in the day, it was like that. 79 is at least drivable. Should get better the further north we go as we get out of the band. JBL Steel, yeah, that's one of the ones that really used to be around here. U.S. Steel, of course, that was the remnants of the old Carnegie Steel Corporation. And I want to say that was combined with J.P. Morgan. J.P. Morgan had a steel operation. There was, and still is, it's at a steel producer down there in Toronto. There's a steel producer in Toronto. I can't remember the name. Yeah, there was all types of stuff like that. AK Steel. It's now Cleveland Cliffs up in Butler. Steel everywhere through here. And U.S. Steel had a bunch of stuff. That Edgar Thompson Works was originally a Carnegie plant. Clarion Works down there. We had an explosion that killed some guys at the Clarion Works not too terribly long ago. Lots and lots of steel in this area. Allegheny Ludlam, that's the name of it. Yes, Allegheny Ludlam. And that's still in operation from what I understand. And the snow is crucial, man. Speed limits at 55, we're cruising along at about 40. Some stuff here. That Carnegie. I watched a thing the other day on Carnegie Steel on YouTube about how they built the Edgar Thompson Works, which is in the First Due area where I work on the ambulance service. It's right down the street from our base, and it's still there. It's still putting out steel. The Edgar Thompson Works was from like the late 1800s, and it was the first place where vanadium impregnated high carbon steel was produced on a mass scale in the U.S. That's where it all came from. old school stuff, you know? And it shows itself. It shows itself in the quality of the steel, even today. If you look at Carnegie steel that was manufactured in 1899, 1900, at the Edgar Thomson Works, you're talking about a team of chemists and geologists and all types of stuff working together with a whole new process and mega blast furnaces and stuff. That steel today, it will form that exterior core 10 oxide that protects it from rot. Modern highway bridges need a replacement after 15 to 25 years, and there's still some Carnegie steel bridges, railroad bridges especially, kicking around that are 150 years old that are fine. Snow's still coming down. I would estimate those depths over there on that lane to our left to be around 4 inches. What car are you driving? That's going to be Truck 1. Truck 1 in the fleet, Keystone Prime Truck 1. It's going to be a 2005 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo. The build of this truck, if you want to see what goes into an actual media vehicle, storm chasing truck, on YouTube there's a series called Truck 1 Saga, From Garbage to Greatness. I encourage you to look that up. This truck showed up on a trailer out front of my residence back in June. Grabbed it for a couple grand, and it needed everything. 197,000 miles on it. It was running on 3 cylinders. It didn't really have exhaust. Like, everything on this truck was messed up. It was filled with garbage and cigarette butts, dog hair, chunks of wood, stuff like that. And we made it a real boy. We put it together, made it a real boy. Now we're using it. Using the hell out of it, as a matter of fact. Got it with 197,000 miles on it. Now that I look down here, 201,818 miles. Here's to many more. It does have the V6 though. It has the 3.7 liter PowerTech V6. It was running on 3 cylinders, so only half of its cylinders. It had wiring issues. It had bad coil packs. It had a bad computer. No PCB, like everything was plugged off. The guy was basically running it as a woods buggy. But he had a title, and that's all that mattered. It had a valid inspection sticker on the windshield, somehow. So, put it back together. Made it whole, made it run, painted it, put graphics on it, full outfitting. Such a nice place to grow up. It's one of the weird things is, I hear that a lot. And I can't corroborate it. I don't know. I think it is. My kid's growing up fine. He's got a nice childhood where we are. I grew up in Richmond, Virginia in the 80s and 90s. What tires are you using? That's the sticking point. So the guy I got this from, he had the straight pipes on it, and the catalytic converter was still on it, and it was plugged up, and there was all of this woods buggy race car type aesthetic set up on it, and he had these tires on there. I don't even know the brand. I think I've just got to look at them to see what they are. But he put larger size tires on it. And I don't know the size. I don't know the brand. I don't know what type of tire they are. I'm just running what came on it. He put them on 17-inch Jeep wheels from a Wrangler. And the Jeep wheels didn't clear the brake calipers. Like, you could see scarring on the front where the wheels got ground into the brake calipers a couple times before he stopped and put it back on the jack stands to fix it again. But he had spaced it out with construction washers, and it was like uneven numbers of construction washers on each stud. And then construction washers, they don't have, like, they'll have a standard thickness, but it's always close enough, which is not what you want to deal with when you're talking about 5 lug studs on each wheel. And the front was tracking about an inch wider than the rear. So I put 1.5 inch wheel spacers on all 4 corners and spaced them out properly with no construction washers so that they'd sit right. The alignment instantly solved itself. But those tires, I don't know what they are. I'm going to have to look it up and see what they are. I did get a full-size spare on a 17-inch Wrangler wheel from the junkyard to go on the roof because it didn't have a spare tire in the first place. And I'm going to look to see what kind of tires they are. They've been doing okay in this snow, but I have gotten real slidey tonight a couple of times. I don't want to buy new tires for this thing because when I got the full-size spare, my guy at Midas was like, oh, we can get you one of those, and it's right down the hill, but it's a funny size, and I only have one brand in that size, and it's like going to be expensive. And one tire getting put onto a junkyard wheel, mounted and balanced with no TPMS, cost me like $370. So I wouldn't be looking forward to replacing 4 of them. Really going to have to look those tires up though so that I can answer that question, because that's not the first time I've gotten that question. The answer to that is just, I can't remember. I don't know. Occasionally I am out in the field in other vehicles. Truck 1 is my mainstay, but Truck 2 is a 2011 Jeep Grand Cherokee Overland. That's my daily driver. It's the all-wheel drive, and it does have the 5.7 liter Hemi V8. I'm very much a fan of that truck. Very, very much a fan of that truck. Truck 3 is the one that this channel originally started with, which is a 2015 Jeep Compass Sport. It's the 5MT. It's got the Magna T355 5-speed manual transmission, which actually is really, really great for snow coverage. I could use truck 1 or 3 at any time for snow coverage with no doubts. Truck 3 has a bedliner paint job for hail and severe weather. I'm using it right now more as my dedicated like hurricane truck, tropical truck, but that season's over. I won't have to worry about that until June of next year, May of next year, so I'll use it in the off time for other purposes. Probably use it in the springtime for severe, if we're talking large hail. The weak spots of Truck 1 and Truck 2 are the fact that they do have sunroofs. Both of them do. And Truck 2 has the full glass panoramic roof, so I really don't want to get that one broken. really don't want hail to bust that one out. And I chanced that enough in May of this year anyway. I went on a hailstorm outside of Indiana, Pennsylvania. And NWS was talking about quarter-sized hail, and we got in there, and oops, all ping pong balls. The hood still bears all the marks from that. The hood is pockmarked up really good. But surprisingly, all of the glass held. It got up around hen's egg or lime hail sizing. Man, PennDOT could come out and plow this. They really could, anytime they wanted to. Truck 3 would have handled that like a champ. Get in some really big hail, the bed liner, it busts chunks of the bed liner off, and then I have to go back and spray adhesion promoter under there and put a new layer of bed liner on it. Up there in Butler by the farm show, it's really nice. It is nice. It is nice. That's why that guy kind of hacked me off earlier. He's in here talking smack about Butler. It's not a bunch of hicks and rednecks up there anymore. You know, Butler's getting kind of modern. There's actually people living up there, you know. It's got its problems just like anywhere else, but I like it up there. They've got a great school, okay? My kid goes to school up there. You know, my kid has problems. You know, he's got the ADHD and the autism and all that, and he goes to special school up there, and they do a great job with him. Man, we're bucking everywhere. We're maintaining it, but ooh. Yes, let's stay in the one lane that's been carved out. It's a good way to wreck. Drinking a Yoo-hoo. Try not to drink too much of stuff like that. It'll kill you. But it's one of the few gas stations I saw that still has Yoo-hoo, and they had it in the cold glass bottles. Like, I'll get one of those. Here we go. Coming on through. I don't know about having fun, but we're out here. Mars area grew big time. Yes, it did. That's back behind us off to the right. It's the Mars area back through there. You get outside of Cranberry on 228 and get into the Mars area. School. Yeah, that school is gigantic. That school is a Frankenstein creature. They just kept building more school onto the end of the school. Skittering, man. PennDOT needs to do something out here. We are skittering. I'm going to choose this right-hand set of tire tracks. Still cruising about 40 miles an hour. We're headed for 528 up here, Evans City Road. Even getting up into the Butler area, the snow's coming down. We're under a winter weather advisory up here, not a winter storm warning up this way. We're going to be coming up on this exit very soon. We are currently on I-79 northbound. We're north of Cranberry, PA. We're heading in towards Zelian-Opal, Evans City, that area up in Butler County. Boom. We're just trying to get to Evans City Road right now. So then there's this guy. I hate doing this, but let's go ahead and do it. Oh, he's driving a front-wheel drive Corolla. That's why. He's probably scared to death. He's going about 20 miles an hour. Quarters of a mile. Here is our exit here. Doesn't look like an exit, does it? But it is. Let's come on up here to the top. I got a car coming anyways. It's here. Sunday, no school, snowy roads, scary ice is dangerous. That's true. You ever been to the Black Hills of South Dakota? Get lots of snow from here in the mountains, catching clouds. No, I've never been there. But a friend of mine, Candace Aravet, she lives out there. She was on the air. She was in meteorology school. She was on the air during her broadcast orientation out there in the Black Hills. Warrendale, are you past that? Yeah, I'm past Warrendale. Now dispatching a possible structure fire down in Westview. So, okay, people that are outside of the city of Pittsburgh or the Pittsburgh area, Allegheny County area, you might not know. There's a tradition down here, and I'm not really sure why it is. I've been in the fire and rescue services down here for a long time now, and I still don't know why it is. But on nights like this, where you have a winter storm warning out, and there's snow and like a bunch of snow coming down, people set their houses on fire. Like their houses just catch fire, especially in Ross Township and the North Boroughs, like the North Zone especially, and then also the East Zone out in Penn Hills, Rankin, East Pittsburgh, Wilmerding, and all that stuff. People catch houses on fire like crazy out here when it's snowy like this. Please be careful of your kerosene heaters. Please be careful of your space heaters. Keep your curtains and your clothes and everything else off of it. I know a lot of people in this region remember the old radiator heat from, when Grandma and Grandpa heat. Don't do that with a space heater. All right, 528 to Evans City Road. We're going to do snow of the season, and it was treacherous then. It's treacherous now. Looks like a floodlight in someone's front yard. Mario has subscribed. Is that the Mario I think it is? And welcome to the channel. Everybody, welcome to the channel. Big welcome to all our new subscribers, all our hundreds of new subscribers. We got new Kick subscribers. This is kind of interesting, you know? We are taking it down here. Kidding me? That's light bounce from my own headlights. That must be really, really white out. Really, really wet. Huge thanks to everybody. Huge thanks to everybody. I'm going to look into some type of a reader deal to read the comments. I'm not quite sure how yet, but I'm going to look into that. And I think the way that I can keep it out of the microphone is to pair it to a Bluetooth, like a set of Bluetooth earbuds, and just put one in. I had a guy back in the day that was supposed to be working on that for me, but I guess not. Taking it nice and easy. We're headed back home, you know. Still snowing in Katanning. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Time for the plugs. Time for the plugs. We're in Butler County, PA. If you need your home work done in Butler County, PA, contact our sponsor there. Going to be Mobile Must-Have, not Mobile Must-Have, Welcome Home Property Management. Welcome Home Property Management there. For jobs and work and jobs, repair your home, repair your appliances, do landscaping, hardscaping, retaining walls. Welcome Home Property Management. Look them up on Facebook. Welcome Home Property Management. Also, the best radar app there is. We are actively tracking this system with this radar app as we're moving along right now. Weatherwise.app. You can even view the stream inside Weatherwise.app. Get that, Weatherwise.app, iOS, Android, and PC, Weatherwise.app. And this stream is being placed out on a data stream provided graciously. Thank you to our sponsors, provided by our friends at Mobile Must-Have, mobilemust-have.com. RoamLink by Mobile Must-Have. We are using the Mobile Must-Have RoamLink Connect 5G PepLink BR1 Mini router. And what that does is that takes Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile, combines them all into one solid data stream, and pipes it right to your devices. Anything you need for your RV or off-the-grid lifestyle needs is there. So that's data, that's aggregated data, Starlink products, but it goes beyond data. You're talking about stuff for your propane, your propane stoves and refrigerators in your camper, water filtration, different products like that. Battery charging and power handling and stuff for RVs. They have that. mobilemusthave.com. I think this is Evans City DPW. Here's the local DPW, yeah. And then a private snowplow doing the gas station right there. Yeah. I hear that constantly. That channel itself is like a main refrain of the last 15 years of my life. And it probably will be around the rest of my life. East EMS. Some of the most impoverished areas in the state are out there in the eastern zone of Pittsburgh, PA. That town that John Fetterman comes from, the senator, John Fetterman. He's like, he represents the most impoverished borough in the the state, in the U.S. Senate. That's the town I cover.
The balance might have it too high.
He still lives there. City, Pennsylvania now. Heading up north of there now. And John Fetterman does make a lot of sense. Here's the thing, and people get messed up with it, I've worked alongside John Fetterman. I worked alongside John Fetterman for a long time. He was the mayor of the town we covered. And oftentimes on big events, they're telling everybody what to do. And what people saw from him on the national stage, you know, Pittsburgh area people, they've known who he is for a long time. National level Democrats, they've known who he is for 15 minutes. And he said all of the, the feel-good things that he had to say to get elected to office on the national stage as a Democrat politician. He did. He acknowledges he did. He knows he did. He said all the right things. He got elected. But then he had that stroke, and people were like, oh, he had a stroke, and now he's saying Republican stuff. Is he crazy? No, he's not crazy at all. He just had a stroke that took away his ability to lie. This is what he's always thought. This is the stuff he's always thought. It's like, hey guys, maybe if you want to get anything done, maybe we work with people. You know, maybe don't call them Nazis and maybe work with people. You know, I'm not a big political channel, but you know, it seems like it makes sense. And that's him. That's the real him. That's the way he's always been. It's a little slick here. You can tell this road was treated at one point. You can see a certain crunch. And I'm blurry. I've got to have my eyeballs shined up soon.
Truman Tower, apartment 201 in Duquesne, for a 40-year-old male threatening self-harm, stated he took some kind of pill.
Yeah, no. People hear that radio too and post sad faces, and it is sad. But heart issues, seizures, people feeling suicidal, everything else that gets pumped out, and people who aren't really that familiar with it might think, you know, it's terrible. You know, listening to this radio channel. I want you to know, in at least one place in every region of every sub-region of the country, there's at least 4 of those.
Copy.
Got the plow stack going over here on the left. I think this is PennDOT. Looks like PennDOT. Yeah, that's PennDOT. PennDOT's out plowing up here, or at least throwing salt. Stay off the rumble strips.
I'll attempt to call back. I guess he said he's standing on a sidewalk, but I'll call him back.
Hey, look. We're into a different zone of maintenance. Q, yeah, that's where we are, Q right now. Are the strobes green and red? Never seen green in the area. Okay, so no, they're not. They're green and amber. They're green and amber. I've used green and amber since the early 2000s. That was invented in storm chasing by a man named John Van Pelt. He was the senior national correspondent for Weather Nation TV, and before that he had an outfit called the Storm Education Team. And before that, he ran all the Skywarn coordination stuff in North Carolina. I used to live in Virginia. He was the first one I ever saw with green lights anywhere. And I thought it looked cool, so I started using it. We didn't officially have green lights in Pennsylvania until this past August, when it was added to amber for caution lighting on work vehicles.
485E1, 532 Center Mill Road, informed for a 79-year-old female, possible stroke, 131.
I do have a pair of green and reds. They're on my tailgate, and the reds only come on, they don't blink, they come on steady, and they only happen when I hit the brakes. But no, there are no flashy red lights or blue lights on this car at all. I used to have red lights on my truck back when I was a fire police captain, but I'm not a fire police captain anymore, so I don't have red lights anymore.
Copy 487, 317. Can you repeat your transmission?
Package was already uploaded, so I shouldn't have to worry about that.
Copy.
We are coming up now to Benbrook Road. There's Whitestown Road, and then Benbrook will be up here. All right. I'm gonna go in here and read some comments. That's what I'm doing. There we go.
County. Can you go back in? No patient.
Yeah, I can still see the comments after they get deleted, by the way. It's like, yeah, so it's like Pennsylvania Storm Trackers, except not as good. Okay, do me a favor. Contact Connie Brinker and talk shit about me and see what she tells you to do with yourself. I'll just say that's all I'll say. Contact Connie Brinker, Pennsylvania Storm Trackers, or Josh, or Chris, or Mars for that matter, and talk bad about me and see what they tell you to do with yourself and where you can go. We all talk. We're all buddies. There's no need in being like that. I'm trying to tell people that. Oh, man. Stretch my legs real quick. Giant sheets. This is true. We have some giant sheets. We have some giant sheets here. The home of sheets. Bust that ice off of here. Getting ice accumulation under here.
625 County, it's going to be code 4 for you.
Alright. There we go. The turnpike between Allegheny Valley and Butler Valley was horrible earlier. I hope they got it cleared up. It wasn't but so bad, but it was still pretty good. Still pretty good. It was drivable at the very least. Where did I put it? Got a milk in here. You ought to get amber and white for that. I do have amber and white on this. The primary bar over top of the windshield is amber-white combo, and I can actually turn it to an all-white floodlight. I have amber-white green on this truck. funny thing is, yes, baiter's gonna bait, but here's the thing, man. I think it's funny. I think it's funny because number one, we all know each other. It's not a matter of baiting as far as competition between all of us. It's not a competition. I was thinking between like all of us. We're all buddies, man. So stands don't go but so far. You know what I mean? Stands don't go but so far. On top of that, it drives interaction. It drives engagement. Moved to Dayton 12 years ago from Newcastle, PA. Haven't been back in 9 years. Nice to see what's thinking. Yeah, no problem, man. No problem. No problem at all. Stay warm. Temp's gonna drop. It sure is. It sure is. We're gonna be down. We're gonna be down in the teens by the time the sun comes up. And like a chatter mentioned earlier, it's not going to come back up to the 30s until like Tuesday. And then we're going to have a warm-up leading into Thursday. I mean, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. We're going to have a little bit of a warm-up going into the end of the week. Go. Now this is the intersection down here where we got really loose and it was icy and we just went right on through the intersection and into the curb a couple weeks ago. So it's probably a pretty good bet that it's going to be like that again. This is the intersection. And it's just as icy as it was a couple weeks ago. We can come up here onto the 68 branch here, onto 356. Probably take it down the hill into the city of Butler so people can see that. Then after the city of Butler, I'll probably end the stream because I'll be damn near home. More new subscribers. This has been bonkers. spots out and about. There's our friends at Midas over there. Snow looks to be tapering. It really is. However, down in Pittsburgh and areas south of there, it's going to continue through tomorrow. It's more kind of on and off up here, but at least they're getting the roads cleared off. Is that a Dodge you're driving? No. Truck 1, 2005 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo. That's what I meant. 201,843 miles on the clock. It's going to be 202,000 miles before you know it. Let's get this gear selector tamped down a bit. Hill down here. Hello from Gibsonia. Hey, we were in Gibsonia earlier. Still coming down pretty good in Johnstown. Yeah, you're going to see that through the Johnstown, Cambria metro areas there down to Somerset. Along the ridges is actually going to be some of the worst. Some of the higher snowfall totals along the ridges there. Indiana, Westmoreland, Fayette ridges. It points just to the west of there. Let's go down here by the steel mill, and then we'll go up into the city of Butler. They've been salting through here. Sounds like a Dodge Straight 6. No, this is a, it's related to a Dodge. This is a Jeep with the Chrysler 3.7 liter V6. So, I mean, Chrysler product. Still a Chrysler product.
D61. It shows that one, on scene 18, correction 1 for you.
Right there. I still dress in a jacket or light jacket as long as there's no wind. Same though, hands and feet get cold and stay cold, yeah. It's the worst for circulation is your hands and your feet, but that's also like the, that's like the whole Canadian thing, you know, like In the wintertime, you know, a Canadian is preparing for winter because he puts on a leather jacket and a hockey jersey along with his shorts. An whole nation of people that dress like Bret the Hitman Hart at ringside, you know. See that up here a lot too, in the upper Midwest and the Northeast. Guys wearing shorts and a jacket. We're going to be dropping back across the Butler Bridge into Butler right now. The fabled and renowned Butler down here. There's been no controls on this bridge so far. Alright, there we go. There's some salt. Some slush. At least it's not ice. Compacted snow.
East Penn Street, Butler City, burning complaint 152.
These snowfall totals don't look that great around here. Let's get those anti-locks going, huh? We got people hooking up in the chat. This is beautiful. All right. Going down the street here. This is Main Line, City of Butler, Main Street right here. Decorated for Christmas. I would say DC, Baltimore, that whole area, we've probably got pretty good snowfall totals. Have this thing ongoing in Pittsburgh now for the most part of the day. Glad I got down there and saw that. Downtown was rather interesting. It was pretty magical, you know, down there at that point. Got the TWP Phillips building over here. That's the gas company, that big mansion thing right there. That's the gas company. Why do I want to say that was in No, I was going to say, that was in Butler, in the Teely's restaurant, and I kept wanting to say that was over in eastern Allegheny County, in the east zone, over like East McKeesport, that area. But no, that place was called Nigro's, and that got shut down. I think it got burned down at one point, and then it reopened, and then it got shut down. I think it got torn down. I think they put the Speedway gas station on that site. Where the hell was Teely? And what I want to think it was in Wexford, you know, like, let's get a move on for this hill. It. It's not happy about it, but it's making it. Like I said earlier tonight, very compact snow, very wet, and when you compress it, it makes a really nice base layer of ice underneath, and it's extremely difficult to move on. Oh yeah, that's frozen, man. Got the warble feel. There we go. Here, let's go to the grocery store. There we go. Bon Air Hoagie Shop, by the way, super good. Super good if you ever get the chance to eat at the Hoagie Shop. Alright. Alright, guys. The highest viewership, the most subscribers we've ever had on the channel coming in here. You're here. You're here, giving your energy to me and to supporters and chatters. So thank you very much. So everybody watching, thank you so much. And make sure you click that bell icon, because we're going to be back out. We go out all the time, and we'll show you more snow when it comes. And we'll take you along in the springtime on severe weather. We'll take you in the summertime on severe weather, flooding, tornadoes. We're going to go to fires. We're going to be doing broadcasts live from hurricanes come next hurricane season, should we actually get any landfallers this year. So we're going to be wrapping it up, just because I'm going to the house and I'm going to sleep. Love all you guys. Thank you so much. Until next time, P. Dean Barry, Keystone Prime Weather. Thank you for watching, and we'll be back.